with Streamerly, and welcome to today's live stream autograph signing with Wendee Lee. So if you're here, you probably already know who she is, but she's like a veteran and esteemed actress, voice director, and just all around great person. So ever since starting her career back in the 1980s, and has continued to work on like some incredible work, such as directing for Cyberpunk Edge Runners, which is one of my favorites in the last year. So without further ado, I'm going to bring on Wendee, and you can all say hello.
Hello, everybody. How are you
Oh,
today?
hey, hi, Wendee. Welcome.
Hey, thanks for your help today.
Yeah, of course, it's like as we mentioned earlier, it's nice to like get to talk to you.
Oh, don't ever worry about the delay. I'm always just running a little behind the clock. That's only because I'm setting up and getting ready to visit with you guys.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. I'm so curious where everybody is. I've recruited Andrew to stay with us so he can help me vet some of your questions and comments in the chat while I'm signing. And just so you know, when I actually put my head down and I'm signing, I can't talk anymore. It's like the only time as an actor that I can't talk. So hopefully Andrew will help us through those short silences, and we'll maybe get some more information and hear more about where you guys are. If you feel like it, put in the chat where you're joining us from, where you're streaming from.
I mean, I can start a little bit from there. Based in Seattle, Washington.
Oh, I love
Lovely place.
it.
Yeah.
How's it been there? Are you also getting a lot of heat?
No, like we had a heat wave back in May, but in sort of comparable terms, a heat wave up here is in 90s. It's not as bad as it was like 2 years ago, and ever since there's just been a rush for like air conditioning everywhere.
Oh man, I hear you.
But yeah, it's been very pleasant, and I've been living up here for 10 years, so I do enjoy it.
Love it. Oh no, you're asking me about Guardian of the Galaxy again? What would TK, what would you want TK to dance battle against and who would win? I think I've answered this question 3 times.
Oh no, well, I mean, you don't have to answer
That's so
then. Like they
cute.
should probably know now.
Let me just say that TK would do anything it takes to defend his brother Matt. Except that Matt's usually the one that defends me because he's the bestest brother.
Yeah.
There, took care of that one.
Oh
All
wow,
right.
we have people joining from Serbia and
Oh my
Tanzania.
goodness. Thank you. Please keep telling me I'm toggling between screens. And currently I'm signing for Danny Lowe. I love that. You out there, Danny Lowe? I've got a lovely Veronica for you, all set and ready to go. Thank you so much for joining us. All right. I'm moving on to Ivan. And Andrew, feel free to tell us what's going on in the chat.
Sure. Just people are chiming in from where they're at. You
Oh,
know,
where are some of the other locations?
let's see. It's Serbia. One's Tanzania.
What?
That's David Mzengi. Hopefully, I'm saying that right. And
Okay.
Emmy Renee is from Western Pennsylvania.
Oh my gosh, welcome. How cool. All right,
Yeah.
I'm sending to Ivan. All right. So tell me, guys, what is it that you like about Fire Emblem and Veronica's role in the series? Fire Emblem is a series I've directed for many, many years, and I have the lovely Lynn of the Highlands and also Veronica.
Right. I mean, I'm a little unfamiliar with Fire Emblem myself. How many of those titles have you directed or been in?
Goodness, many years, over 8 years of
Oh wow.
several editions, and Fire Emblem kind of is an ongoing, title that has updates and new characters added all the time.
Oh yep.
So it's been a way for us to break in, newer actors and there's no lip sync involved in general, so
Mhm.
it's not as technically challenging, and it's a great place for newer talent to kind of be launched. So we have many vets covering a ton of characters, and then it's just a big cast, and
Oh
then
yeah.
we fold in new talent all the time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I have someone like SSBB777 Brawler asking, or just saying that they enjoy Veronica's role. That she's someone who's learning to open up after being alone for so long.
Oh, isn't that true? Wow, I
That's
love
nice.
that.
Yeah, it sounds like she has a pretty nice character arc.
Uh-huh, exactly. All right, I'm signing for Ivan.
Yeah.
There you go. I'm so glad you could join us today. Thank you. I love it. All
I have
right, I have it. Yes.
I guess there's another question from Disney Inuyasha.
Ooh,
In
yes.
honor of the Haunted Mansion movie release, do you have a favorite Disney ride?
A favorite Disney line?
Disney like Disneyland attraction.
Oh, Disneyland attraction. That's such a great question. Nobody's ever asked me that. I just love that, we're kind of adult children. We're very in touch with the child within. And so that just like kind of rocked my boat. Um, okay, so I'm not a thrill seeker. I went to Islands of Adventure in Florida. I'm trying to open this pen, so this might take me a moment because this TK needs a pretty art pen. Um, and also, I just wanted to say TK is going to be for Emily. So cool. So I went to Islands of Adventure and we went on a crazy roller coaster. If you've been there, you know what I'm talking about. And that's the Hulk. And
Oh
it
wow!
goes through the whole park and it kind of goes upside down and twists. And you're going backwards at one point. And at the highest dive, I remember coming down and it looks like you're going to careen right into the concrete. And
Ooh.
you do. There's a dugout and you go right like under the concrete and back up. And I just got off that ride and said, that's it. I'll never do another roller coaster for the rest of my life. So I'm not into the rollies at all. I don't know if you guys are, but I loved the Spider-Man adventure ride at Islands of Adventure, which was some time ago. I don't know if it's still there, but it was totally fully experiential where Spider-Man jumps on the side of your car and you can
Oh
kind of
wow!
feel it move and it's all 3D and you wear the visors and stuff. That was really cool. That was one of my favorite rides. But as far as Disney goes, love the classics. Love the Matterhorn. I used to love the teacups. I'm kind of an Alice in Wonderland enthusiast. I really liked Splash Mountain. I guess that's gone now. Um,
Oh,
I haven't experienced much at Islands of Adventure. Oh, shoot, this white pen is not working. But I would love to go and really spend some time at Disney. It's been forever. I'm in California. I never get to go. Uh, it's so typical, we when you live somewhere, it's much harder to actually go out and like you live by the beach, but you never go to the beach. It's one
I
of
know.
the yeah. So yeah, I love that. I love the Haunted Mansion, and I am thrilled about the film.
Yeah, is that
Yeah,
is that some?
is it out yet?
Yeah, it should be out this weekend, or it has been out.
How fun.
Well, between that Barbie and Oppenheimer, like those are probably.
Yes.
Well, actually, then there's like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles coming out this weekend or
Oh
next
my gosh,
weekend.
this weekend. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
so it's
So many great classics, child at heart that we get to relive and see again. It's just so much fun. I love that. I'm really bummed about this pen. Let me try this
yeah.
one. Okay, because this TK is all black. It's got to be a white
Yeah.
art pen if I can do it.
I
So,
know. I think silver or gold might also show up if you have one of those.
yeah, I do. And it's just, I'm hoping the white will work, but I have another art pen. Let me try this one.
That's good. Like
I'm
you,
so
nice.
curious. What are their favorite rides at Disneyland?
Let's see. Well, I'm taking
Is
a
it
quick look.
yeah.
The person who asked said that they also rode the Hulk and met Fred
Ooh,
Tata Shore, which is always like nice to meet whoever's voicing that ride.
yes.
Um, Personally, I haven't been to a Disney theme park since like 2017, and it
See?
was like, but it was Disney Shanghai.
Oh, wow. How was
Yes,
that?
it was great. It was like the year after they opened, so it was like still brand new. Wasn't too crowded, but they had interesting takes on like some of the classics, like the Pirates of the Caribbean. It was more of like a very slow augmented reality ride. So
Oh,
you weren't ever moving faster than like a walking pace, but because of all the like special effects and the movement, it just made you feel like you were being rocked around on a boat.
oh, that's so
Um,
great when you feel it all
yep,
over.
exactly. And but you have to deal with like
Really?
but you kind of have to deal with a Johnny Depp or Captain Jack Sparrow speaking Mandarin Chinese, so it's a little bit of like it's
What?
good for that local audience.
Isn't that great? Oh my
Yeah,
gosh, so different. It's so amazing how we have really exported Disney and American animation all over the world, and at the same time, we are the consumers of Japanese anime and now quite a bit of Chinese and Korean artwork and titles that we're starting to work on. So it's a really beautiful global exchange of this art form, which I really love.
yeah. I mean, some of the bigger like there seems to be more like Chinese manhwa out, instead of like you know straight up Japanese anime, even Korean series, and of
Yeah,
course like Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail are like from a Chinese studio. So yeah,
so
there's quite a
cool.
bit of like sort of cultural cross pollination going around.
Ah, I love that. That's a great way to say it. This, Lynn, one of my faves, is for Evan. Thank you so much, Evan. All right. And next up, oh, same image to Michael Stallings.
And this one says to write that on the back. Oh, there's instruction. Oh, you'll see it.
Oh,
Yeah.
does it say on the back? I didn't even see it.
Yeah.
Does it say that? Oh, on the back. Okay. And then on the front, I got the quote. Okay. So I'm going to
Okay.
write the quote later and I'm going to sign for you now.
Yeah, it's a pretty long quote.
It is indeed. And technically, if I was at a convention, that's an extra charge.
Yeah. This one is like, well,
I do my best because these are special events and I know you guys wait for them and they're timed. Thank you, Michael. All the best. So cool.
awesome.
It's so fun that when you guys can actually join us. And I don't know how many of them are here, but it's always so fun.
Yeah. I mean, if anyone here is like has ordered a signing and you're here, just please like, pipe up.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, we have a Feifei next.
Oh, I love that design. I mean, I'm glad you got those.
Pretty. This is my commission, and I just think it turned out so pretty. She was wearing a blue dress, and I'm obsessed with the color red. So I asked, could we switch it to a red dress? And then today I'm wearing the blue, and she's wearing the red. I love that. All right, let me see. And so, Andrew, when I go back and look at my sales, am I going to be able to see? Because I'm going to add the quotes later.
Yeah, as long as you don't hit complete on them, like,
Oh,
do that afterwards and then they'll go away.
okay, I did. So that's a problem. We'll work it out later. Okay, and I'm only signing. Okay. All right.
It's okay. I can go back and sort of uncomplete them or just send you over the
Please
message.
do. It's just a little hard to read them when if I don't mark them off.
Of
Oh,
course.
we have a Yoruichi for Edward. Are
Yes.
you with us today, Edward? I love this Yoruichi. She's so cool. I'm so excited about the 100-year battle that's coming back. It's all been very exciting.
Very awesome.
Uh,
Oh,
let's
it looks like the person who is just signing for Michael, I believe.
uh-huh.
He says also sign your name on the front.
I think I
Oh,
did
well.
sign on the front.
Okay, great. Oh,
Yeah.
both, like back and
Yeah.
front. It's kind of
I'm signing on the front, and then I'll put the information that you wanted on the back.
okay.
Got it. All right. On this one. Great. All right, Edward. I'll sign now. And I'm curious where these guys are.
Yeah, well, it looks like at least someone here on the Firestar Gaming, and I'm assuming that might be the person who got the fake print.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah,
Thanks, Edward.
that's Edward. Oh, Gina. No, curious. This one, next one is Elisa Lisa.
Yes. This might be only the second time I've ever signed one of these. And you know me, the red freak. I love this background.
Well,
It's so cool.
had you heard that Lisa Lisa is getting a spin-off in the manga?
What?
What? No.
Clearly, I have not.
Oh.
Seriously? I thought she was gone. That's amazing.
I think everyone. She's one of those characters that people would love to hear more about.
That is so exciting. I'm so happy to hear that. Hey, Gina. This one's for Gina. All right. So I am going to try to speed up by finishing up quotes a little later.
Oh no, totally fine.
Love it. The thing that I really like about signing Lisa, as you'll see, is the L thing. So
Uh,
I've got a lot of L's on that one, and I really love that. My mother's name is Lori, and I used to practice writing cursive L's as a little girl and in school. And I always thought Lori Lee was such a
uh,
pretty name. So thank you for that, Gina.
yeah, it does have that pleasant alliteration when it's like
Yes, the poet in me loves the alliteration. Absolutely.
yeah.
I'm actually going to a friend's party tonight, and we're all going to be reading original poetry. So I'm going to bring
Oh
a
nice.
pieces tonight. Um, and I'm thinking, okay, well, I hope I get to go early so I can drink. I want to go ahead and present my piece professionally and then relax.
I mean, there's two schools of thought. Like you could present it and recite your poetry clearly sober, or like go a
Right?
little bit more bold.
Exactly. I think there'll be a combination of both tonight. All right. I'll finish up the quote later.
Oh, good. And it
Just
looks like we have Michael who bought that Lynn print with the very long quote. He's here.
Oh, I love it. Good to see you. And this one is for Scott. All right. And now we're moving to another Lisa. This is the one I'm more familiar with. Here she is. I love this one because it has so many sparkles on it. It's so good. God, it glistens. It's such a cool shot. I love this one. I don't have this one is not a personal signature. So I'm just going to sign. It's got a long quote, and then I'll put the rest in later.
Yep, sounds good.
Still get to do my series of L's. Lisa. That is
Oh,
amazing. I wonder how she's going to be adding to the story. So curious.
who knows? Because like I think that was announced last year, like summer of 2022. So it's probably
What?
been in development for a while. So I hope we'll see it soon.
That's so
And
funny.
yeah, I don't know. Like I don't know if you kept up with JoJo's. I got into the series fairly recently, like the last 2 years, but binged the whole thing from start to end.
Oh, wow.
And all in English, so I got to enjoy all the English dubs. But yeah, like between that and there was at least one spin-off series already on Netflix. So there seems like there's gonna be a lot more before the next like big main story comes out.
Wow. That is such a surprise.
Well, very curious. Have you ever met or worked with Kira Buckland?
I was just gonna say, because Kira is the biggest JoJo fan. It's like her whole life's dream has been fulfilled, being able
Yep,
to be
exactly.
a prominent role in JoJo. Yes, she's a dear friend of mine. I love Kira.
Oh,
When she was new, I worked with her quite a bit and tried to open doors for her with different studios. I just really acknowledged her talent early on, and she's certainly gone on to be her own little superstar. It's so cool.
oh yeah, same. So I worked like, so she used to be part of a different fandom early on, and
Sorry, thank you. Please, I don't mean to interrupt.
she used to be part of like a fandom for My Little Pony like years
Oh
ago.
my gosh,
But
I
that's how I knew
know
her.
that. Although she does have a My Little Pony sticker on her car, so that I should have
Yeah.
known.
So she got a little bit of a, still some friends and contacts there. But yeah, I helped her with conventions like for the first
Oh,
couple of years and still at. I mean, she and Casey Mangelo, they're both at Anime Impulse in the Bay Area this weekend.
oh wow, how nice. I've never been invited to a Bay Area convention. That's so cool.
The Bay Area is tricky. I know you've been to a lot of conventions, but do you have like a favorite convention or area to go to?
Um, Really, I like to go to new places. So I went to AFO in Florida, in
Mhm.
Orlando. That was the first convention that I was ever invited to, which was an amazing experience because I didn't understand that there were fans. This is so long ago that this was before cable TV. This was, just so long ago. This is even before Cartoon Network or what is the big anime block
Oh,
that's
like
you know
Crunchyroll and whatnot.
the what is the
Oh,
Bloom announces that whole block
oh
on
yeah, Adult Swim
Adult Swim.
and yep, that's it.
So it was before all of that, and I was told that a convention in Florida had invited me to come, and they really wanted me to come for a weekend. And I said, "Why?" And they said, "You can meet your fans." I said, "I have fans? What do you mean?" I just had no idea because at
Mhm.
that time, everybody had to buy the content. Or some of my earliest
Yep.
shows, Robotech, were actually in syndication and running on TV. But that was short lived. And then it was at that time where everybody had to buy content. And then it went into that awful those bootlegging years, which was really hard on our industry. And then we had
Oh yeah.
those we were allowed to license and dub. So it was just a very difficult time. But when I went with my husband, I was checking in at the hotel and I was signing some papers, and they said, "And who are you checking in for?" And I said, "Wendee Lee." And when I did, some girls
Mm.
started screaming
Oh
behind me.
no.
And I thought, "Oh God, what happened?" I turned around, and I think it was 3 girls, were all on their knees saying, "We're not worthy." I didn't know what they were talking about. I said, "Not worthy of what?" They said, "You, Miss Lee." Like, "Come here." It was a big group hug, and I was like,
Oh.
I do have fans. People care about what we do. They watch what we produce, and all of my hard work and my attempts at perfection. I'm such a perfectionist. Trying to make each and every line the very best it can be matters, and it matters to someone. And because of that, I just felt like supercharged in my career and validated, and so happy to be a part of this world that we're all sharing together today.
Yeah, and like, that was one of your first cons, so your prowess has just increased since then.
Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, I mean, I you stick with something long enough and hopefully you get better at it. So, yeah. So this Lisa was anonymous. It just said character's name, and I don't know who it was for, but thank you very much.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Um, so I know we're kind of coming to the end of the signings,
Yes,
but
we
I
are.
would be remiss if I didn't ask you, as a fan myself,
Oh, I love that.
what just if you had any fun stories or experiences working on Cyberpunk Edge Runners as the
Oh,
video director.
I am dying to talk about Cyberpunk. I have done no interviews, no discussions, no conventions, nothing to celebrate it. And it was such a huge part of my life. Um, Cyberpunk was such a fantastic experience. Working with Project CD Red, the Polish parent
Mhm.
company, and the actual writers, the core creative unit of Cyberpunk 2077. And I know that the game had some very bumpy moments, and I reassured my team that that would not be the case with the anime and that we were going to make something very, very special. So, first of all, let's give it up for the original Japanese production of the anime and working so tightly with as I said, the creative team, and really perfecting each and every line, and also the trust that they gave me for casting the show, and finding our David and
Oh,
finding our Lucy. It was really a challenge because they wanted authentic ethnic casting for each character. In some cases, we had characters that were Asian and Polish. So good luck finding
oh
that
wow.
talent. Um, it was such a cool thing because they decided with the Asian gangs to
Mhm.
keep them in Chinese and Japanese and to
Yep.
subtitle it. So it just got it was such an international production. I had when we were recording, I had my team from Poland that was zooming in, my
Hmm.
team from Japan,
Oh
my
wow.
team sometimes from New York, sometimes Miami, and then sometimes the talent. In the case of Giancarlo Esposito, he was on set recording or recording, filming a
Oh.
series in New Orleans, which I later found out because I was a big fan of the show was, and I can't think of the name of the show now. Oh God, it's such a great show. I feel so bad. Um, but we were all kind of zooming in together from all these different time zones, and it was really challenging. And the thing that was just such a pleasure is I was allowed to take as much time as I wanted with every single line. And that so seldom is the case. It's the nature of dubbing
Hmm.
a production from one language into another and localizing it is that it's all the prep work is done in advance. So once you hit the ground recording, everything moves very, very, very fast. That's the only way to consolidate a budget. It's difficult for fans to understand sometimes, but the way post production is structured is it's after principal photography. It's when everything is done in the production. And that's when all of the budgets are gone. So then they have to come up with a supplemental budget to actually do the dub. And it's always done on a very, very tight, low budget, basically on the cheap. This
Wow.
was not the case with Cyberpunk. They treated it as principal recording. And my Polish director was in the sessions with me every day for many, many days. And then he trusted me and let go because he had to go back to the game and record more of the game.
Well,
But oh my gosh, the fun we had. And you know, those of you that know the show know how hardcore it is. So there was a whole stream of F bombs and crazy talk and smack talk that was terrifying. Um, and also this abbreviated language that they used.
mhm.
This was a constant debate between Boris, their creative director, and me, where he wanted minimal language and I wanted to match all the flaps so that the lip sync looked authentic.
Yep.
So the meeting of the minds to make that magic happen. Anyways, you can see I'm
Oh,
inspired. I could talk to you guys about that all day.
yeah. Well, I got a couple of things. So I can't talk too much about it, but I will tease that we're still in discussions with Saya.
Are
So, s-
you?
so it's something like I can't say anything
Oh,
else,
that's
but
brilliant.
something's still like in the works.
Well, you know how protective she is.
Yep.
My our senior producer, Saya, who's just been she was my right hand gal. I mean, like she was with me. The two of us were in the trenches for all recording. There's hardly any time that she wasn't there, and she was so protective. They've had legal issues with some NDA stuff with the game, so they were
Mhm.
so protective with the anime that it kind of constricted us. We were suffocated into not being able to do any promotion. And that was really foreign to all of us. We wanted to celebrate the show. So fantastic news, Andrew. Thank you.
Yeah. Also, while like you sign, I also want to say like for Jovan, unfortunately this is not. And I'm not going to pronounce this probably. Juke kick. Congratulations on getting into college, and it's the
Oh,
one that he must have had his sight set on. And he's also had a question,
oh,
is a quick one maybe, but like, what is your favorite VO studio to work at?
nobody's asked me that. Very clever. Big bonus points. Wow. Um, well, I have to say, when I'm recording like AAA title games for World of Warcraft, I have a beautiful story arc with Alex Straza currently in
Ooh.
Dragon Quest. She's the mother of the life pools. She's the grand, beautiful red dragon, and now I'm channeling my best Kate Blanchett. Um, and so we always work at beautiful studios, LA studios, Pangea studios, um, Side LA, all of these great studios that are the better, have the best snacks, have the most beautiful lighting, have, the plush green rooms. Those are always so much fun. And then I really like getting in the trenches with kind of the scrappy units and all of our local studios in Burbank, which are equally lovely in their own right. They're just they're tricked out in a different way. So I work quite a bit at Bang Zoom Studios, Studiopolis. Gosh, I who there's several others, Deluxe. There's many other studios that I work for, but those are sort of like my home bases. And I worked for Cup of Tea for years and years and years. And yeah, it's like kind of like going home when you go
Oh,
to
nice.
studios that you're familiar with.
Yeah, I mean, and it sounds like Burbank is just home to like maybe like a high number of recording studios per capita.
Yes, it's really, it used to be Hollywood
Oh,
was sort of studio finer concentration of all the best post production houses and ADR studios, but gradually they all moved into the valley, that zone sort of near Disney, Walt Disney Studios in Burbank, which is sort of the close to where Warner Brothers and some of the other uh, studios that still exist that have sound stages for taping, live taping, not just
yep.
audio. And then many of the other post houses, because in addition to post production voice recording, there's also all the voice editing and all of the mixing, and all of those processes are equally as time consuming and integral and important in producing and delivering our final mixes. So those houses are also in Burbank. So there's just this conglomerate that's happening there. It's just so fun.
Oh, thank you. Wow. Well, yeah, thank you for like sharing all these stories with me, indulging my curiosity, but
I'm
also for the audience too.
But see, Andrew, how cool that you stayed with me so we could make it more interactive. I appreciate that so much.
Yeah. Also, Jovan wants to add that your voice direction in Near Automata was also amazing.
Oh, thank you so much. Yes, we're still working on the series.
Yeah.
We have some very disgruntled fans who were impatiently waiting for the last 3 episodes, but this is a supply chain issue. We're still coming out of pandemic where a lot of production as far as the animators go in China and Japan and there's a few other countries that were kind of had a slowdown in work.
Yep.
So sometimes, not all the elements are ready to be brought to the studios for dubbing, but we're working on it. And I just asked everybody's patience because the Japanese is out with subtitles. So happy to hear that you want to hear our English amazing superstar cast. And the supply chain is beginning to roll again. And so we're getting to that stuff. So hang in there. And thank you so much for consuming it and caring about it. It's really a blast. Recording the Near anime after spending so much time with the game.
Hey, awesome.
This one's for Marissa. I just wanted to say she was our last person in my storefront, and thank you so much. And Andrew, yeah, I'm gonna need access to those other ones that I marked as
Yep.
complete.
Sure, I'll send them to you so you have them like.
Yeah, 'cause
Um,
they went away. Oh dear.
yeah, well, quick question. So, like, as we start to wrap things up now that you've finished, but do you have any projects that you have going on now that you can talk about, or like any appearances coming up at conventions?
You said you reminded me I'm going to Colossal Con. Is that it? I have to look everything
Yep,
up.
ColossalCon, Texas,
This.
in Austin, Texas, at the Kalahari Resort.
Oh, thank you so much. I was just about to look all that up.
Yep,
I
yeah, I've been to a few of them, but not that one.
I only have 2 on the calendar. I've got, one in September, I think it's that first, yeah. The first weekend of, September in Aurora, Colorado, Nandesukan.
Oh,
Yeah,
Nandescon, I've heard of
that
that
one
one.
too. Am I saying that one right? Yeah. Those are the only 2 I have on the calendar. I'm about to jump into a very big project, really exciting new game that, of course, I can't say anything about, but an original. It's a first time title going into game format. I will be recording that from the summer right through the fall. and that's unusual. We usually don't have guaranteed employment on that long of a basis, but
Mm,
yeah, it's a big game title. Super excited about that. Um, I hear that I have characters coming up on in the Bleach story arc. I had one character, Manoli, make an appearance, but I'm excited to get back to Yoruichi. I want to do, I want to be back in Yoruichi training Ichigo for the
mm.
Waco Mundo, etc. But I don't know what is entailed in this story arc at all. I get to just come in as a fresh ear and create the material on site. I mean, it's really exciting.
Yeah, has she been confirmed to attend? I mean,
I
makes
don't
sense.
have any
Okay,
confirmation,
cool.
but fans keep telling me that her arc is very big at the end of the series. So I'm dying to jump back into kitty cat form. Well, when she's a kitty cat, that's not my voice. She is a male voice. But when she is a woman, she's yours truly. That I've got other things, so many other things going on. I did a big release for Fire Emblem. I'm super immersed in the World of Warcraft with Alex Straza right now. I should look at my current credits because I'm not sure what else is going on, but it always gets released on IMDb, and then I do promote on Twitter. Oh wait, let me put my Twitter in the chat for you guys. Can I go into the chat?
Yeah, can you see it?
I see it. I'm just not sure how I get in there. Oh,
Uh,
it's a private chat, so I don't have public.
I could I could post it if you want a private.
All right, I'll give it to you. It's Wendee Lee VO at Gmail. Is yeah, blah, blah, blah. That's the way you can reach me, Wendee Lee VO Gmail, and also what am I? Wendee Lee VO for Twitter, and Wendee Lee dash artist. I'm not going to put it in. I just told you.
Okay, no, I was just
There you go.
okay then. So just to make sure, the email you're fine sharing that email. That's like
Yeah,
your work.
that one's okay. This one's even better. Let me give you this one.
Oh, sure. I just want
Wendy.
to I want to be sure that yeah.
Wendy, let me do this one. Thank you. You're so cute. Yeah, let's do this one. This is an Earth link, actually, but I like it because it's so good with taking out spam. There we go. So the eWendy at Earthlink is a great one for if you have any requests. Sometimes I'll also, you can go through my pages if you have something you'd like me to sign, and you can send it to my PO box. The only thing about that, guys, is you've got to supply a self-addressed stamped envelope. It's so funny, kids these days don't know what that acronym is. Self-addressed stamped SASE, with all the proper postage. Sometimes I'll get stuff that's international, and it's really tricky and very expensive.
Oh yes.
So people
They
from the UK,
better pay for that. I mean,
yeah, they've been really good about including like a $20 bill, American, US, and then I'll pay for it. And usually I end up paying more. So it just, the only thing I request is just make it easy for me.
mm,
Um, I'm less apt to going through my PO box takes longer than an email does. But I also will respond to messages on Facebook and Twitter.
hey, awesome. Is that email also someone if someone wants to invite you to a convention, they could email you there?
Yeah, I'm with Wendy Powell Talent, and
Oh,
that's
okay, cool.
also on
Oh,
my Facebook page and on Twitter. You're welcome to send messages to me, and then I can always forward them to Wendy Powell, who is a wonderful voice artist herself and teacher. She teaches full time. She's got back from a huge trip to Europe with her students. I mean, who does that? That's exhausting.
wow.
I'm teaching quite a bit too. I do post it sometimes, but I'm teaching ADR classes. I just did a JRPG class for Strawberry Hill Studios, and I often teach ADR with Ace Studios, and they'll put it on their
Mhm.
calendar when I have classes there. And yeah, and I've been doing private coaching and utilizing the way to stay in touch with people through Zoom.
Yeah, it kind of feels like your natural state of being is busy, which is great.
True. We have a lot of spinning plates when you're an independent contractor. So job security is not something we're familiar with. So we always have different side hustles going on.
Yep, I feel that. Hey. So yeah, I think we're coming like close to about 10 minutes till
Great.
11. So
I'm
we can
happy to
pretty
take
much.
more questions if anybody's got some.
Let's
So
see.
cute. Oh, I haven't looked at the top ones. Oh, you're welcome for sharing stories with you guys. It's so much. Thank you for caring. It's so much fun to
Well, there's
actually.
one. There's at least one here. I think we haven't like talked to David in a little bit, but he
Okay.
asked, "What's the funniest script or that you've read from any game or show that you've done?"
Probably Danganronpa, just because
Yep.
it was Killing Harmony. I directed that title, and it was so dirty. And, the F-bombs are like fireworks. They're just everywhere. And, I have a pretty interesting story because, I was slated to play a different character than I ended up playing in Danganronpa because we had a character, Mew, which, yes, I'm guilty. I do voice her, and she has probably the most potty mouth of any of the characters. She's just goes on these tirades and lets it rip. And one of my very favorite actors and friends, who is a devout Christian, was scheduled to play that character.
Uh-oh.
I never told her actually. But I took one look at the cast list and my heart just dropped. I said, "Guys, hold on. Tomorrow we have somebody scheduled to play Mew who is a Christian and would never be comfortable with this." And they said, "Oh, I guess we'll have to recast." I said, "Yeah, let's just shuffle the cast. We can flip somebody who's already in the cast into a different character and let her cover one of our sweet little more innocent characters." And they were all sitting there when I turned around with this smile on their face. And they said, "Great, let's have you play Mew."
Oh, this was all in studio, so it's like
Yes, this
oh.
this all happened with my creative team and my engineer and I all powwowing, trying to figure out how to make this work. And I thought, swallow hard, be careful what you recommend. So I jumped in the studio like, just let Mew have her angry tirade of H and S and F bombs, crazy, just going nuts. And I really got into it. I felt it was really liberating to just be able to have a salty sailor mouth. So that's the way that came about, and I
Yeah,
just kept cracking up at the content. It's just so extreme, told by little voices, more or less.
exactly. Like I've heard it's a good trait. It's a good sign when the actors can make the like writers, directors, and engineers laugh.
Exactly. That's always my goal. I mean, I think of myself as a comedian, as a very dramatic actor, and also as a timing seeker comedian. I'm always looking for good comic timing. And in my house, if I can make my husband crack up or vice versa, those are big points. If
Yeah.
I can take a song lyric and completely contort it into something else that rhymes and is topical and funny, bonus points. So we're always sharpening our comic timing at home and in the studio and with my brilliant, very funny friends and the talent that you know so well. The actors, they're just, so many of us have great wit and comic timing. And so it's something we're always trying to do to crack each other up.
Okay, awesome.
Thank
So yeah, we're about yeah. I mean, so it looks like we're about 5 minutes till the hour.
you. Good.
But I did want to say like, it looks like you have one more event scheduled like in September, so it's a while off.
Great. Thank you. What's our date? It's early September,
Uh,
right?
Actually
I can look
September
at.
23rd.
Oh, even better.
So, yep, yeah, right. So for anyone who like did a print here, you still have time because Wendy will not be going anywhere. Um,
I have to do a shout out for David, who's requesting Bulma, the
yeah.
original Bulma from Dragon Ball. Um, I was planning on having a beautiful birthday party on the yacht, but then it had to turn into an event for my husband, Vegeta. She's always very self-absorbed.
Just a
When
bit.
you're rich, I suppose you can be. And Bulma is such an interesting character because I share the role with
Hmm.
Monica Rial.
Yep.
She does it for the US market. I do the voice for the Asian market. Go figure. I originated the character many, many years ago in the 90s. And then she kind of dissolved and went away. And when she resurfaced, I was honored to be asked to play the role again.
Oh, that's awesome.
All she wanted was to have fun on her special day, right? Is that so wrong? And to have beautiful blue hair.
Was it green or kind of both? I don't know.
Oh, we all need a friend like Wendee Lee. That is so sweet. You can consider me your friend. I love hearing that. So cute.
Awesome. Great. Is there anything else that you want to like talk about before we like start
Yeah.
wrapping up?
Somebody's asked about Magic Night Ray Earth, which is super
Oh, are you thinking about
sentimental
it?
for me. That's such a girl power show. I love the cast. Oh gosh, it was just such a great show. I can't wait to start watching Magic Night Ray Earth. Oh, great.
Well, Umi is all about water, and her power is water dragon.
And you'll hear her say that a lot. She's also an archer. I think she's also a captain of the tennis team. I could be wrong about that one. But the way that those girls interact, it's very much like Sailor Moon, and being able to play Queen Serenity on Sailor Moon is just such an honor for me because it's all about kind of that whimsical world that always have one foot firmly in, with crystals and metaphysics and planets and stars and
Oh wow.
Luna, and that's just, and the girl power, the passion that's in the way the girls join together to do good is just so beautiful and sweet. What is
Awesome.
this about? Moon healing escalation. Yes.
Moon healing escalation.
She's just such a beautiful character. Yeah. So I'm just kind of looking through your comments. I don't know if there's any more questions. Talking about
Digimon. Well, I did let you hear from TK, and he loves Digimon, and he's a good guy, but it's all because of Matt, because he's a really good role model and big brother.
I think we're at the end, guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and yeah, thank you for also like having me be the disembodied voice to keep you company.
Thank you for being up to it. I appreciate it so much, Andrew. Thank you.
Yeah, well, I'll be back this afternoon with Doug Stone, so I may like try
Oh,
to keep him company too.
please tell Doug I said hi and I give him a big sloppy hug. I didn't say kiss.
Okay, I guess this big sloppy hug is if it's a warm day, so we'll see.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
can happen.
Totally. Well, you guys have a great time. Thank you so much for your support. It's so unusual that fans really get to interact with people like this, but we made that happen because of conventions and Streamly's contribution to giving us access to communicating with the fans. And that's what really made it fun for me, Andrew. So thank you very much. And all the very best to you guys. Stay well, stay safe. COVID isn't over. Please be careful, protect yourself. And thank you so much, Andrew.
Of course, it's a pleasure to be here.
Until next time.
Right, bye everyone.
And then please stay with me if you will.